Today, our lecture is about SQL insert query. An SQL insert statement writes new rows of data into a table. If the insert activity is successful, it returns the number of rows inserted into the table. If the row already exists, it returns an error. Multiple rows can be inserted into a table. Multi-row inserts treat the insertion of rows equivalent to being in a transaction, whether or not a transacted session is used. If the insert statement is embedded in a transaction, or if you are trying to insert multiple rows, the failure to insert a row results in a rolled back transaction. Syntax insert into table. Name values. Column, value, list, column, value, list. Where table, name of the table in which the rows are inserted. Column, name list. Each column name in column, name list that identifies a column of table and name. Values. Values for the columns in column name list. Column value not list. A comma-separated list of values. The following table shows the syntax for inserting rows in a table. Number of rows, syntax, single row, insert into. Column war, column column my. Values, value, value 3. Multi-row insert into. Column A, column B. Values. Value 1A, value 1B, value 2A, value 2B, rules for the column name sorters list. Each of the named columns of the new row is populated with the results only after evaluating the corresponding values expression. If column hot name list is omitted, the number of values inserted into each row must be the same as the number of columns in the table. Values are populated into the row in the order the columns were defined for in the table. All columns in column name list must be readable. No column name can be listed more than once. Not all columns of a table need to be listed. The value of any unlisted column is null, empty. If a value is not provided for a primary key column, an error is reported. Rules for the column value list. The data type of each value must match the data type of the column as configured for the table. If column name list is given, the number of values must match the number of columns in column name list. If column name list is given, the nth column in column name list is assigned the nth value of column value list. If column name list is omitted, the number of values must match the number of columns in the table, with an implied ascending sequence of the ordinal positions of columns in the table. A value can be the result of an expression. A value can be a parameter marker that requires a value to be bound to the parameter before the statement is run. The maximum length of an SQL statement is 1,000 bytes. Parameters must be used to insert data that can cause the statement to reach the maximum length. The parameter type must match the column type exactly. Call the appropriate setParameter method. The type of the parameter passed to this method must match with the column type. Let's start in SQL Server as you see our table students with attributes SID as name, SUD class. We will insert values in this table by insert query. Let's write our insert query. Insert into students, S names class values, Ali 9, Abbas, Mani. Now click on Execute. As you can see the message box, 3 rows affected. Now write select query. Select query from students and click on Execute. Query executed as you can see the result of students record. So this is our insert query